We'd be at, where's this place? What's this?
Alabaster Caves.
Alabaster Caves. This is our tour guide today, and your name is?
Hi, Kim.
Kim? Hello, Kim. My name's John, this is Natalie, and we're looking forward to this tour.
All right. Now I'm the head bat.
The opening. Oi, oi. They got a nature trail too. Next time in the cave. This is Caver Avenue. Say, oh yeah, boxes for power.
Get a picture. Get a picture.
I did.
I'll get a picture.
Get it beside it, and I'll have you on video saying we're going to the Caver Avenue. And our tour guide is going to turn on the lights.
Yay! It's always good.
She goes, let there be light.
Wait for all those to come up, and then we'll get started.
Ta-da! Carbs. It takes a few minutes for all the lights to come up.
Well, we have every section, well, I say section, we have 11 different areas in here, and these are set up by computer.
Ah,
We've come through, and these are in times and sequences.
nice.
So they all don't come up at once. It's highlighted. So when you're standing here, this will draw your attention first. When those come on at the back, draws your attention to that, and something else.
Impressive.
Kind of a 3D effect thing, but yeah. Just
Here we go. Got the purples and everything going on.
Yeah. And didn't affect the handrails, all these rocks that fell either. And just, so cool. Oh, it's like there. That's neat.
They haven't found any remains in these caverns, have they?
No.
Of any type of
Not that
animal?
I know of.
Not of any type of animal either?
I shouldn't say no. Back in 1924, I don't know how true this is. There's a dome in here. It's probably 3/4 of the way through. And it's the only place that we can think of around here. It was called Keyhole Dome or Dagger, the Dagger Room. It's the only one that looks like a dagger.
Huh.
And there were some school kids that came through and had climbed up in there and found a can of kerosene, a saddle, and a human skeleton. So they took out the pelvic bone to take it back to their teacher to prove to her they had actually found it, because they didn't know if they would believe them. And they compared it to photos. You know, back then they didn't know, so they compared it to photos, and it matched that of a human skeleton. But, you know, whether that was the place it was really found, or if there was even anything like that, we aren't real sure. So it's kind of one of our little myths,
Huh.
legend, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this is the deepest point right here that we go to. We're standing about 50 feet from this dolomite ceiling, and we're 80 feet below the surface. And the office that we just left from sits right above this patch of gypsum on the ceiling. Give you an idea of what you walk under. We walk under the picnic shelters and under some of the parking lot. Right under the road that you came into the park on, and under sinkholes. So we don't come back out this same entrance. We exit a half-mile south of this.
That's what I was
Lined
wondering.
around.
I saw that.
Right. And then by the time you get back to the office, it's 3/4 of a mile.
Okay.
From the time you left to the time you get back. So at least it'll be nice and warm. We won't have to fight the wind. We get to ride back from the exit 2 in a van. We don't have to ride up anything. The crystal over my shoulder right here in front of you, which I wish were diamond, but that's not. You see a lot of that as you go through them, the typical female. But this is what we call selenite crystal, and a lot of people confuse it with quartz. Quartz is a harder mineral. This is the purest form of gypsum you're going to be seeing. The rock itself is alabaster. It's a fine, massive, compact form of gypsum. It's all basically the same mineral. Alabaster is usually found at a greater depth. The selenite is what some of the earlier settlers called isinglass. I don't know if most people haven't heard of that. In the musical Oklahoma, they sing Surrey with a Fringe on Top, and they talk about rolling down the isinglass curtains in case there's a change in the weather. And that's the same mineral they're referring to. They would layer that off in sheets, about as thick as your fingernail, and use it as windows in the sod houses. Sometimes as the side windows in the automobiles or the carriages.
Huh.
But it's all very soft. Now if you bump your head on it, it's not soft.
Okay.
Or to
I'll
touch it,
try
it's
to do
not
that.
soft. It's really hard. But to carve into it, it rates a 2 on a hardness scale of 1 to 10. And your fingernail is about a 3.
Wow.
So it's pretty easy to shave off. A lot of different colors. You can see them pretty well. Right here as the white light comes up. The pinks and the reds and the grays. White is a natural color of gypsum. We'll see a lot more of that as we go through. But the rarest color of it is right there. You see along the bottom, that dark black vein of it, and then the black that wraps around the top of the selenite. Only place in the cave you're going to be able to view the black. And right now it's the only place in the United States it's been discovered. So officials have taken pieces out of here and placed those on display in the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C.
So that's black alabaster?
Black alabaster. It's a highly concentrated area of manganese. That impurity that seeped in right there for some reason. But there's 2 other places in the world that have extensive amounts of the black alabaster. There's a cave in China and one in Villa de Opicina, Italy.
So does it just make it very valuable? Is there any applications that make it precious?
No, you couldn't, because this is the only place it's found. It's right there. So there's no place that you could buy it unless you had it imported from a foreign country. And it could be in other areas in the United States. They just haven't found it.
I'm just asking, is there any application of the darker over the lighter? Or are they just crap? I didn't even turn the record button on. Alright, these are bats. There's a stream down there. Bats up there. Stream down there.
Yeah, you can see
Yeah,
some of
there's
it.
some water right there. It's crazy, bats. Goes way through there. Way down there. I know, I'm just having fun. Come on.
You can look up here. This is one of our largest rooms we go through, but you look up here on the ceiling and you can see where that water used to flow.
Oh, okay, the water should come through here. Cool.
All of this being formed by the Permian Sea. Geologists tell us this happened about 250 million years ago. And that Permian Sea extended from what we now know as the Gulf of Mexico through the state of Nebraska. And it covered 100,000 square miles of the central part of the United States. So through the uplifting, the upheavals, that allowed the cracks to develop. That's what gave us our Rocky Mountains. And water seeped through this. Went behind this stream bed right here on the ceiling. I always have people ask me, how did you get the water to stay on the ceiling? I always tell them, well, when the earth rotates at night.
Whoa.
Give them a few minutes to think about that one.
I don't know, some people might go, wow.
Yeah, well, one guy thought Gophers dug this out, and he was dead serious. I started laughing, and I thought, oh gosh, this guy is serious. We got to the end of the tour, and he's like, nope, it was fire. I said, hey, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Okay. And then redeposited gypsum. What's nice about gypsum, you can touch it, and it doesn't stop the formation. Limestone, if you touch it, it kills it. right then.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oils from your hands it'll turn black.
That's what they tell you at Mammoth Cave.
Now do not touch, and 95% of the caves in the world are limestone.
Wow.
And this is the only commercial gypsum cave in the United States out of 142 show caves. And this is the largest developed gypsum cave in the world, open to the public for touring.
Huh.
I've even had people lick this wall.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to do that.
You know, they think, okay, it looks salty, it has to taste salty. I'm thinking, man, if bats hang from this and people touch it, don't lick it. I know what rock it is, and I know what salt tastes like.
Some people just don't want to listen to the tour guide.
Oh, man.
Well, that's well lit now. Really, really big cave. That's where we came from. And this is how big this cave is. Big cave and water. And more cave up ahead. Whoa.
Wow, that's a pretty good size.
Like a ledge and everything, and then there's a cavern above it. It was like the floor, I mean, the middle just fell through at one point. And then it's right here on the side. Yeah, I saw that. This be the first cave I've ever been in. It's kind of cool.
You're spelunking.
So what?
You go caving, you're spelunking.
That's called spelunking. Did not know that. So I'm a novice spelunker.
Do you know there were people coming through as early as the 1890s? And of course, they had to bring in torches and lanterns.
Yeah, water did all of this.
Okay, the lights are going to shut out. So if I could get you to turn school.
Middle school and high school?
Oh, okay. That explains why those kids
it's
look
the
so
whole
young.
School system, yeah.
Oh, everybody's in there.
Well, not in that one. No, there's a separate elementary and a separate high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 2A, but like you have a 6A school, which are your biggest schools.
Okay.
Then 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A,
Alright.
A.
Is that like a county school or is it a town school?
And the reflection on the wall, see if this thing will pick it up. Alright, it's not really, this thing ain't really picking it up, but that's supposed to be a demon dog right there. Reflection off. That now it picks it up decent if I zoom out. Nice little reflection there. Area.
That's just amazing.
It's really, really smooth out through here. Crazy how these little swirls appear. I take water did that too.
They were all formed by whirlpools of water.
That is crazy right there.
Yeah, instead of water seeping, there's only 4% of the world's caves that have formations that were formed like these, which were formed by the pressure of water forcing upward and swirling around, dissolving the layers of alabaster.
That's from water going up, huh?
Now, this has been named Cathedral Dome because of its height. That pretty well fits.
Yeah, I definitely a cathedral dome,
Some of the
huh?
layers that we walk under.
Wow. And this way? Oh, you go this way. Oh, look at that. Holy crap.
These are different than the ones you were seeing in
That's
the
bats.
group back
Oh
there.
my gosh, you're standing under
We have
them.
several different
What?
species of bats. This is our smallest species, which is called an eastern pipistrelle, and it is the smallest species found east of the Rocky Mountains. weighs
These?
as much as a quarter. And these are solitary bats. This species right here, large groups.
These are little bats, and we're standing right.
They're adorable.
Oh yeah, they're way cuter than snakes. I like bats better than I do snakes.
They ain't moving. They're asleep or something. I ain't touching
There's
them.
more right there. Wow. Yeah, they like the moisture right here.
You're so cute.
And then there's bats up there. They're like everywhere.
Can they like poop from their sleep? Or do
No,
poop when
they do that in flight.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
There's little
You can stand
bats.
under those with.
So these guys are asleep right now?
These are hibernating, yes.
Because it's not pissing them off.
That won't hurt you if you do.
Okay, I'm standing right up under this little bat. Look at that. Very good visual. Thanks for the lighting. He's right there. Cool.
That's neat.
Been here about a month.
This little critter is moving. He is
Sitting
awake.
there?
Just sleeping, yeah.
Oh.
Because they're hibernating. They may stay in one place for 3 months.
Well, his head was just moving though.
Well, yeah, he could be
dreams.
moving. Yeah, he
His
may not be
dreams.
sound asleep, but he's been here about a month.
What do they eat?
They eat insects. All the bats in North America are insect-eating bats.
He must be having insect
So
dreams.
these have to hibernate because there's not as many insects. Because each individual bat consumes 7,000 every night they fly out to feed.
Wow.
And there's not that many in the winter time.
Oh, I wish I could get him moving on camera. That was cool. His head was moving back and forth.
He's having insect dreams.
Yeah, it's a little bat. He's a little bitty. Alright, see my hand? That's how small he is. He's a little bitty thing. They're everywhere. Guys are cold. There's 3 of them. That's the 3 Stooges. Larry, Curly, and Mo. Yeah, that one's moving.
Nobody go back to my hole.
It's
I
like,
wish that woman would turn off that light.
there he is. See?
I got your hand covered.
Look, there's probably like 50 bats right here. You're on candid camera. About 25 right there. I mean, this thing's about to hit them. Oh, sleep and everything. They can hear me.
Bat we don't see very many of. There's maybe 200, maybe. And then the big brown we don't see very many of either.
Freaking large
The
amount of
brown
bats
is that
right
that
here.
most common one that people think about? No.
This is our most common species right here in Myotis velifer, but they're brown also. We have a big brown, which is slightly larger than these.
These guys are huge. A lot of them. And there's some up in there, and there's some up there,
They're
and
keeping
back
warm.
there.
there's a big old guy by himself.
Right here, and that's what their body temperature